In today's video, we're going to look at an app that lets you put your sports knowledge to the test to win some cold hard cash. But first, here's your intro. So about a year ago, I made a video about DraftKings Pick 6. It's a player prop over-under betting app that's legal in the states where you can't sports bet. Like, I live in Oklahoma, we can't legally sports bet here, yet at least. So you can do prop betting, basically. They're really weird about using the word betting, so yeah, we'll not call it that. But to be fair, this video is unaffiliated with anybody. It's not sponsored. I'm just doing it because I got hit with a targeted ad and I thought this looked like fun. Not to mention, the DraftKings Pick 6 video is one of our better performing videos, and people will occasionally hit me up and be like, what do you think of Travis Kelce's line? Like I'm some kind of line expert. I just like watching sports. I'm not a professional gambler. Don't ask me about that stuff. Anyways, we're going to log in, check out how it works, and this video is going to be a little bit different because they don't have a desktop version. It's app only, so I'm going to record myself using the app, and then I'm going to put it on the screen and narrate what I'm doing, I guess, basically. So we'll try that, see how that goes. All right, this is going to be a little bit unusual. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it best. But so you're opening the app. It has a really nice, really clean user interface. You're immediately hit with this board that shows the props. If you see on the bottom left, it has a multiplier. So it's like for Joe Burrow 1.79 or for Jameis Winston 1.77. That's the multiplier that the more people you add, the more that multiplies your composite. So I had $40 in my wallet. They did a deposit match. I put in 20. They gave me another 20 on the house. So I want to check that out. And then I just spent some time looking through the categories. I think one of the smartest things you can do is just get familiar with the different categories and see what your options are before you just start placing bets. One of the cool things that DraftKings Pick 6 does is they show you like the last 5 games for a player, so you can see how they've performed in comparison to their line. This app doesn't do that, but I think this one's a lot newer, and there's potential. So if you have some ideas, let them know. Cooper Kupp here was purple, and I think that meant his multiplier was a little bit enhanced. So I clicked on that one. I was pretty interested at him at the line of 60-something yards. It looked like he'd gone over 3 of his last 5 games. And I think they're playing the 49ers, so it's going to be potentially pretty high scoring affair. And then, just for experimentation, I was clicking and adding these multipliers to see at the bottom bar it says 5.89 is the multiplier. So $10 would pay 58.9. It basically just adds up all the multipliers that are shown in those boxes. I left Kupp checked. I decided that was a number that I like quite a bit. It seemed like the payoff with that little bit of juice on it at 2.0 made a lot of sense at 63.5 yards. As long as Puka didn't have like 170 yards tonight, Kupp at 63.5 made a lot of sense. I like to look at receptions quite often, so I went there and started looking at the receptions. I do think it's going to be a very aerial, like pass-heavy game, but I didn't really know. The 49ers have been pretty inconsistent on who they get the ball to. Deebo Samuel at 4.5 receptions seemed pretty darn high because he's had 2 receptions, 3 of their last 4 games. But he also kind of complained this week about it and posted some stuff, so I figure he might be like the little squeaky wheel gets the grease tonight. And I want to take him at, under 4.5 and him have 5 at halftime. That also felt very possible. So I kind of looked through this, didn't see anything that I necessarily was too interested in. So I decided that I would check out some other categories. It's also interesting when you go to something like first touchdown, which is something that feels a lot more Vegas-y. The only one they had on the board was Derrick Henry, but the odds are significantly higher. So you get a 3.35 multiplier if Derrick Henry happens to score at the first touchdown. Obviously, that's a lot more or a lot less probable than him scoring anytime touchdown or him having over 100.5 rushing yards. I think that's his line for this week. So the first touchdown score with a enhanced multiplier, I thought was kind of a cool feature. I've never seen anything like that in an app, but I've never seen an app like this one that uses a multiplier and kind of gets away with that for some prop betting. I checked out the rush yards, but again, I like the Blake Corum over 18.5. That felt very possible to me. Wasn't sure. He just has been very spotty with the amount of touches he gets. Interceptions is a fun one, but Matthew Stafford and Brock Purdy don't throw many picks. Both of them have only thrown 1 interception in their last 5 games. So, while that's a fun one that can pay off, you know, sometimes by the end of the first quarter, just depending on how the game goes, with both of those guys, I didn't trust taking the over, but I also didn't want to take the under, and then if, you know, Stafford gets hit on the arm and throws a pick real early in the game, then the whole bet's broke, and that's no fun, right? So I went back to receiving yards eventually, and I landed on Cooper Kupp and George Kittle. I think it's going to be a very pass-happy game. I wasn't sure which one of the San Francisco receivers are going to be the ones doing their thing, so George Kittle seemed like the safest bet. I took him in the Cooper Kupp juice, $20 with a $71 payout. And then as I was placing it, the line changed a little bit for George Kittle, so I had to accept the line changes, which actually took some doing. I clicked on that button several times. But then it worked, and it wasn't a big deal, and I confirmed that I acknowledged the change in the line, and I submitted the entry. So that was the screen, got it submitted, and now Thursday Night Football starts here in a little bit, so we're going to go watch the game, and I'll report back and make a post-video recap tomorrow, looking at how this went. Alright guys, it is Sunday, and unfortunately, I am not vastly wealthy like I planned on being. I assume this was going to be my last Cardlines video, but Cooper Kupp decided to not catch a single football. Fortunately, I only lost $20. I'm sure his goose egg cost a lot of people their fantasy football playoff hopes. Moment of silence to Cooper Kupp managers. I hope you overcame that. I actually didn't play fantasy this year. Can't say I missed it. And on the bright side, since I had $20 left, I put together another pick 2 and won $51, so now we're at least a little bit above dead even. Either way, Chalkboard, really cool app. Check it out. We don't have an affiliate code or anything. Chalkboard, if you see this, hit me up. Let's work together to retire me early, because Cooper Kupp sure isn't.